It is a great privilege to be able to extract water for communities from the sand, and water that's filtered compared to the current way they are forced to get their water from on top of the sand, and that water being contaminated with animals and different kinds of contaminants that come into the river. But water coming from the sand is filtered, and this gives us the opportunity to give quality drinking water at large volumes to the communities. And as you can see, the water is nice and clean, nice and cool, and lots of water coming out for the community. Taking into consideration the current drought in the country, a lot of villages and towns are forced with situations like this. If you look at the river, this current state, there's basically no water flow, and the community is forced to suck this small amount of water from the surface, and this water is contaminated. Now that's a very big impact, because firstly it's very difficult to clean, and your community members who do not have access to purification equipment are forced to drink this contaminated water.
But currently in the 220 dams that we monitor on a weekly basis, we're still satisfied that while we need to be concerned, we certainly don't have a crisis in the country.
And one of the things we had wanted to do at the outset of my tenure as Minister of Water is to have a water transformation bill, so that people are able to get their right share from the water that is owned by the people of South Africa.
Now, what we focus on is to extract the water from within the sand. If you look at all the way to the back here, the sand that you see there is full of water. The main challenge at the end of the day is to get that water out.
The bulk of the water goes into irrigation in farms, the bulk of the water goes into mining, and the poor people who are out in somewhere in an area that doesn't have much water have as much right as those people who are using it for economic purposes, but they do not get it.
We are able to do this by taking the water out of the sand from a much deeper depth, and this water has been filtered through the sand, so it's a much cleaner water source that you can take out. And additional to the clean water is the amount of water that is stored. Behind us is what we like to call a sand dam, which is stored full of water, and this can give communities a large amount of water each day, and we can with that improve the quality of the lives of our people by giving them good quality water.
We'll continue making sure that we can harness all the support we can get, and we're trying out a number of new technologies to provide us with water, so that we're able to take water to the drier areas, especially the rural areas. Those are the most affected by lack of rain.
The system that the community currently is reliant on is the one behind us, and that is able to extract around 20,000 litres a day of water for the entire community. The test that we did today, just with the one system, we can extract over 400,000 litres per day, and with the community requiring more than 1 million litres a day, this area just behind us is able to supply that full amount of water for the community, which again shows the storage capacity of sand rivers in our country.
I must take this opportunity once again to say to our people, we don't have plenty of water. We have just enough water to do the most basic things. And we don't want to have to restrict them, but we're getting very close to restricting them. What we're asking them for the time being is please do not panic, but we would like you to be responsible in the way that you use water, because there's a great deal of wastage in water.